Hey guys, welcome to my home. Today I'm going to show you my home office setup and some of the things that I bought to help keep me organized, functional, and to keep the vibe that I'm going for in my home office. Come on in. So this is it. This is my home office. I'm pretty sure I got it to the point to where I want it. It's taken a while for me to kind of accumulate the things that I've needed, and hopefully as I show you some of the things that I've purchased and acquired to do what I need to do, hopefully it's helpful for you guys. When thinking about how to set up my office, I needed three things. I needed it to be functional. I have particular tasks that I do on a frequent basis, and I needed to accommodate those tasks. I needed it to be organized. I wanted to make sure that everything has its place and then it doesn't feel cluttered. And the third thing is I needed it to have the vibe and the feeling that I wanted. I want something that I feel I could be creative in, something that allows me to think and to have clarity. And again, that kind of goes with the organization. And so here are some of the things that I've purchased to help me accomplish those three things. I guess the most important part is like the desk, right? And so this is my desk setup. I love this electric stand-up desk. I actually got this from Costco. I'll tell you a couple things that I love about this desk and a couple things that I hate about it. And so I would recommend it if it meets your needs, but some of the things that I didn't realize until after getting it were a hindrance for me. So the things that I love about this desk is that it's wide, it's got a big flat surface. I love the aesthetic of it. I love that it's a stand-up desk because I don't want to sit all day. Sometimes I like to stand, and it raises, it has 4 different settings. And so and it also has like this metal frame that I could use these kind of cool magnet organizer cord things, because I hate just having cluttered cords and trying to pick them up off the ground. And so these little clips help them stay to the side. The things that I don't like about it is the top of it is actually tempered glass. And so even though it's a cool aesthetic, it looks really nice, in order to use this mouse, I had to buy this desktop pad. And so it's not that big of a deal, but yeah, these mice don't work on the tempered glass. And so I had to buy this pad, which again, it's not that big of a deal, but it's just kind of like one of those annoying things. The other thing that was kind of a bummer is that the thickness of this desk doesn't allow me to have a clamp on a dual monitor. I used to work with a dual monitor setup, and it had a clamp that would clamp onto my wooden desk. Because this is so thick and because it's tempered glass, it would shatter the glass and it just doesn't fit. And it's also kind of a hindrance to my elbow for my mic. And so instead of having a mic that is on an adjustable elbow, I have to have my desktop mic, which again, it's not that big of a deal. It's just kind of one of those annoying things I wish I had the option to do. One of the things with using a stand-up desk you want to make sure of is that your eyes are pretty much level with the upper half of your monitor. So you want to be looking straight ahead and almost a little up, but your hands should be facing down. They shouldn't be up. And so one of the things that I use is my overbed medical tray as a keyboard and mouse holder. So my hands are resting naturally, but my eyes are focused up. Other than that, it's a really great practical desk. I would recommend it. Just have to think about those things and keep those in mind. The other thing that's important here on the desk is my monitor. Again, I used to work with a dual monitor setup. Now I'm using this 32-inch Samsung curved screen monitor, and I much rather use this big monitor rather than 2 smaller monitors. I feel like I could get a lot more accomplished. I could have I could have multiple windows up and work on multiple things at the same time. I don't feel like I lose any of the efficiencies that I had with the dual monitor setup, but it also looks nicer and more crisp on a big monitor. So some of the things that I've done for organization is, my handy dandy notebooks, right? So you could either get field notes, or this I picked up from the future when we went out to Santa Monica. This is like my daily task list. And so you just open it up, it's chicken scratch, it's just my to-do list. So every day I kind of wake up and I look at the things that I have to do, and I start checking them off. That's really important, especially if you're working from home, is that you know when done is done. And so you write out the things that you need to get done by the end of the day. And as soon as you cross out that last one, you could feel good about turning everything off, because since you're at home, the tendency and the temptation is to just continue to work and it never shuts off. And then I have my notebook here just for taking notes for client meetings and business ideas. For lighting, I have this Tautronics LED lamp, desk lamp. And the thing that I like about this is, you know, it's completely movable. You could alter it to any setting that you want. I could completely close it if I want to. But if I'm doing a webcam, a video, I could point it towards me and it lights up my face. The other kind of cool thing about this is it's not just all the way bright. It has this brightness setting, so you could turn the brightness up or down. And there's also temperature settings to where if you want it a little bit more warm or cool, you can do that. For speakers and for audio, I don't really go crazy. I just have this Ultimate Ears Wonderboom Bluetooth speaker. This is what I listen to pretty much most of the day. This is my computer speaker. So instead of just my laptop speaker, I'll just run it through this Wonderboom. But because I have 3 kids and 2 dogs, it gets kind of noisy in the office. And so sometimes I need to shut everybody out. So I use my Bose headphones. And so I'll just turn these things on. They're noise canceling. These headphones are really great. I use these not only to cancel out the noise, but I use them also for conference calls. And if I'm doing like a live Zoom call or something like that. So my primary role at Butler Branding is as brand strategist, and I'm very client forward. I'm client facing. Most of the clients interact with me. I'm the first point of contact. I'm in meetings all the time. And I'm also doing video with my team. And so as such, I need to have a video setup. So I basically have 2 setups. One is my quick and dirty run and gun style setup that I can just have on the fly. And that's using my Logitech webcam. It does pretty good video. It's 1080, so it's high def. It has a built-in microphone if you want to just use the microphone built in. It's not the best audio quality, so I do use an external mic, but for video, it does just fine. And it's wider, so it catches pretty much the whole office when I'm in a meeting. If I want a little bit more of a professional look and feel, I use my Zcam E1. This is kind of like an action cam. It's really not an action cam, but it does shoot in 4K, and it allows me to have that shallow depth of field, that blurry background that people like, and it just brings your video quality up another notch. And so if I want to have more of an impressive look and feel, if I want to make it look a little bit more professional, I'll set up my Zcam and I run that through little cam link adapter. So this hooks up to an HDMI, and then this HDMI allows me to convert to USB, so that way I can hook that camera up to my computer. For lighting, again, I have my Tautronics desk lamp LED. This gives you a nice soft light you can adjust, but I also use the newer ring light setup. It's a very basic setup, but it works really well. The only thing with my glasses is that it has a glare, and so usually I have my ring light to the side, above, facing down. And if I don't want it so bright on my face, I'll bounce the light off of the wall onto my face. And so you get that nice, crisp, soft looking feel that you're going for, so it doesn't look so bad or distracting when you're on a video conference with a client, or if I'm shooting a YouTube video or something like that. So for my audio setup, I basically have 2 options. I have my Blue Yeti X. This is, I was actually gonna get a second Yeti. I have the regular Yeti, Blue Yeti at my office. And when I went to buy one for my home, I saw the new Yeti X came out. And just for a few extra bucks, you get a lot of extra features. And so I ended up buying the Blue Yeti X, and I love it. I love the LED light on the front that tells me if I'm peaking. And this is just kind of one of the standard podcasting mics that you might get. It's a USB mic, so it hooks up right to your computer, and I really love using this mic. Sometimes, depending on where I'm shooting, what I'm shooting, I'll use my Rode shotgun mic. This usually sits right on the top of a camera, or if you have a little cell phone camera rig, I got this little Joby GorillaPod and Movo cell phone rig that, you know, I could change out the microphone with that and have a little LED light. So I don't really use this as much as I thought I would, but you know, it is kind of a cool extra feature if I want to be outside of my desk and be kind of out and about using this audio source. Now, so for organization, one of the things that I wanted to make sure that I had was somewhere to put all of my wires and cords. If you guys are like me, then you have a ton of wires, a ton of cords everywhere, and a bunch of accessories, and I just started running out of places to put it, and I'd stuff them in the corner or throw them in a bag, and I just didn't like that. And so I ended up getting this pegboard. This is a wall control pegboard. When you look online, you could find a ton of different pegboards. This one I got specifically for two reasons. One is the aesthetic. I like the black on black. I felt that it fit the room because there was contrast on the white walls. And the other reason is because it's so much more durable. This is wall control pegboard is specifically made to hold at least 50 pounds per panel. And so yeah, it looks good, it feels good, it's durable, it's strong, and it holds all of my accessories. And so I can hang all of my cords up here, I can put all of my things that I'm not using, extra lenses, mics, charging stations, I can hang my headphones, and this is like a really cool organizational piece for me. So one of the things that I love, and it's just a little cheap thing that adds that extra level of functionality for me and organization, is this portable Pro Case accessory holder. So yeah, I love this Pro Case because it just keeps everything nice and organized, keeps all my cables. I have Android as well as Apple products, right? So I have my iPad, but I have an Android phone, and so I have different cables that I need. And so this helps me keep all of my cables. Sometimes my battery runs dry, so I need this little charger pack. I think this is usually meant for a cell phone because it's got a little cord extension thing at the bottom, but if I wanted to charge my phone through it, I could put the cord through there. It has a lot of extra pouches that I'm not even using. Like right here is an extra cord pouch. I can put my brick right here for my charger, and then it also holds my external drive and cable. So this is perfect for if I'm traveling outside. I can just kind of put everything where it goes. It's easy to take with me. So one of my most important accessories that I have is my Untitled Usbc Adapter. This allows me to not only extend the amount of USB ports that I have for my computer, because my computer only comes with 2, so I can now hook up my webcam, my microphone, and my printer, but I can also have this HDMI output. If I want to hardwire my Ethernet for internet, faster internet, I can do all of that through here. It has a fast charging USB port as well as SD cards. And if I wanted to, I could have another USB-C output right here. So this little accessory is super handy. And one of the best things I like about this is instead of having to manually plug all of this into my computer, I just plug it all in one time, and I just plug this into my computer once. So it's one input. Outside of that, I mean, I guess it's just the lounging area. So it's not only did I want the office to be functional, I also wanted it to be organized and feel good. I wanted to be able to come into my office and have it be a place that I wanted to work. I love to do art as well, so I'm not just in my office working. Sometimes I like to draw, I like to do ink sketches, I like to do ink brushing, and so I just have some of my tools and stuff here. So basically I wanted to make sure everything had its place. So that's basically it, guys. That's my home office. Think about when you're doing your home office, those 3 things. How can you make it functional? What do you actually need to do? What are the tools that you need to be able to accomplish what you need to do for your workflow? How can you make it organized to where everything has its own place? You know where everything goes and it looks nice and not cluttered. And also to have that vibe that you're going for, whether that's specific art or an aesthetic that you're wanting to work in. You want your home office to be a place that you want to go to, not something that you have to go to. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm going to put a link in the description below to a page that will show all of the different products that I talked about, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys come up with.